When I first started doing these live readings, I mentioned that I had stumbled upon poetry that I had written 20 years ago. I even stumbled upon poetry I wrote when I was in high school. And part of life beyond parenting is really about trying to give voice to ourselves. And that includes giving voice to who we used to be. And so I want to honor my past voice by sharing some of these poems with you all. I'm rather nervous to do it because I look at my work and the thought monsters pop in my head, and all I hear is, oh, amateur and novice. And what am I thinking sharing these with you guys? So please be gentle. Again, I say this is a little bit nerve wracking. Um, and I actually picked out three poems, but while I was sitting here, I found a fourth one. And because we're in the midst of winter, I'm actually going to share this one first. Um, so here we go. First poem, Old Maid. A quiet, quaint, tattered town, drowned out by the uninvited snow, misplaced through the circle of time, still resembles the shadows of New England's past. Weathered boulders in arrays of gray and black line the ancient roads that once carried the footsteps of our ancestors, now have been paved over. Small houses, no room for front yards, are guided along by slippery sidewalks, sheeted with ice and covered by the new falling snow. Cars race by one, 10 by 10, not a thought within each driver's mind, bound for a destination other than where they are. In the blistering, howling wind, an old woman sits alone upon those boulders. A rusted brown gold felt coat attempts to shield the cold. Rosy, ice blue cheeks from windburn. I fly by with a glance an hour long. I see her fade away into the rearview mirror. Her eyes, the only element fighting to shine through. Watches for her time, for her ride out, so she won't be lost in time as well. Um, I kind of love this piece. But you know what the funny thing about this piece is? The first time I read it through to myself, I was like, wait, did I write that? Did I like I don't really remember writing this poem, but when I got to that last piece about I fly by with a glance an hour long and I see her fade away into the rearview mirror, that last part of the poem, I remember that. I remember driving through the streets of Boston. All of a sudden, the whole thing came back to me. And I remember just seeing this person sitting there and how I felt like I was driving out of time and leaving her behind. Um, so yeah, the first time I read it, I was kind of like, wait, what? Oh, I remember that moment. It was such a little blip, but I was just so mesmerized by her as she faded away into my rearview mirror, and I just kept looking for her. And yeah, that's I wrote these 20 years ago, so there's not much more I can say about my writing process except um, it was nice to be brought back all of a sudden to that moment in my car. I think I was actually there for work. Um, and yeah, yeah, my very first job, I had to travel, and I believe that's where I saw her in the rearview mirror. So that would put me at about 23, 24-ish years old. Okay. Moving on to the original first poem that I had picked out for you guys. Um, this one I know that I wrote when I was in college. In fact, I believe I wrote this one in county college. And this one is titled Little Bird. Little bird, where are you going? Flying so high, so fast, so free, to a secret location I can't follow. A winged soul soaring above, weightless within the vast blue sky, belonging to the clouds, to the heavens, ocean watered wings rippling through ruffled feathers. I wish I could see the world the way you do. A roller coaster of images, tumbling, tossing, weaving, each location into the next. To see the world as it truly is, one world. I wish I could fly wherever my heart wanted, wherever the wind guided me. Little bird, where are you going? It must be someplace beautiful. It must be magical. Won't you take me with you, little bird? But even if you could, I don't think I would be able to keep up. Whew. Um, I have a lot of different thoughts about this poem. I wanna hug past Erin. I really want to give her a big hug. Um, I distinctly remember writing the lines. I don't think I would be able to keep up. I remember that longing in college to want to see the world, and you feel like, everybody tells you the world is your oyster right at your 20s, right? Like you can do anything, you can be anything. And it feels like you're at the tip of that. But you don't know how to actually take flight. And that's what that poem meant for me. Um, and I was always such a dreamer. Oh, I wanted to travel, and I did. I did actually eventually travel. I got my passport, and I've had my share of adventure across the world. Italy, England, Scotland, Japan, Taiwan. Shout out to all of my friends who are in those countries. Woohoo! Thinking of you guys. Um, but yeah, little bird. Okay, I am going to read one, maybe two more poems. Um, I was going to read, where are you? Oh, I have to go back to files. Sorry, bear with me one second. I'm going to go back to, there it is. So, talking about traveling the world, for those of you who don't know me, I studied Japanese language back in college, and I still speak a little bit. I don't get to practice it as much, but it's definitely a part of me. And this is a little poem that I decided to title Tsukiyakari, which means moonlight. And I think you'll see a similar sentiment with Little Bird. Tsukiyakari. I am lost in this world. You will find your way, said the silver moon. I fear I never will. You will find your way. Hush now and relax, said the silver moon. I am too different. You are a young, gleaming star. Shine brightly. Do me proud. Light your own path, said the silver moon. How do you know this? How are you so sure? You are my child, said the silver moon. Part of me blushes a little bit reading this because again, I feel like, oh, amateur. But what this poem conjures for me is um again, just that feeling of being lost in the world and being so unsure of myself. I had so much doubt uh earlier in my life. I would actually go through these periods of like thinking I could do absolutely anything and I'm ready and I've got all this potential and I want to do it. And then I would go through these other periods where I just felt like I was constantly stuck and unsure of myself and doubted myself. And life is hard, man. Finding our way in the world is hard. Um, but you are my child, said the silver moon. And oh, that also kind of takes me back to my boho days. Shout out to my friend Becca. Um, but yeah, I know poetry connects me with the world, with the universe. And so here was the silver moon talking to me. Okay. That is 3 poems right now. And hey, I've got a person watching and a thumbs up. So I think I'll read one more piece. And is it this one? I think this is the one that I wanted to. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is the one I wanted to read. Nope, that is not the one I wanted to read. Sorry, one more second. What is it? Oh, my dear sweet friend. Sweet little poems. This one's so short. And I think I'll share it. Okay. Oh, my dear sweet friend, you are still a child in the aspects of love, still making fair, foul mistakes. Every experience all so new and romantic, no concept of responsibility or consequence. My heart weeps for you, your destined path of heartache, and yet I envy you. Forgive me. So you want to know the irony about this one? I was really writing that more so about myself. Like I was the dear sweet friend. Because I'd never really had serious relationships. I never really had long-term relationships. So, it was like a couple dates here and there and I'd be like, this isn't gonna work, and I would just move on. Um so yeah, I'm actually the my dear sweet friend in that poem. Plot twist. Okay, that is it for me sharing some of my poetry. Those were 4 poems. I hope you enjoyed them. You can watch it on replay. Leave some comments or feedbacks. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Again, please be gentle. I still haven't figured out how the desktop version of this works. I got a hi, Erin. Hey, Danielle, thank you for watching. So apparently the comments are very far below. That's cool. Good to know. Now I know for the future where to find those. Okay, so that's it. Of 4 poems, I have a plethora that I have found. I think I'm gonna start publishing them on Life Beyond Parenting and provide a little excerpt about just that time of my life, and again just honor the voice of past Erin from her 20s. So thank you again for joining me. Thank you so much, Danielle, for joining us. Thank you. My voice is soothing. That is so kind of you to say. Thank you. It means a lot to me that you tuned in live, so thank you. Have a really good night, although for you it's early in the morning. So have a great Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve for you. All right. Good night, my friends.